We investigated a situation where an aircraft required additional thrust to move over an incline on an active taxiway. The increase in thrust produced a jet blast that damaged some vehicles that were parked at a firehouse over 200 feet away, blowing out windows in 2 of the vehicles and grit blasting several others.
We were doing some maintenance on a number 2 engine, DC-10, which required an engine run. The maintenance stand was in place and a ladder was stored in behind the engine. When we brought the engine up to power, 85% N2, and blew the ladder 50 yards deep into the parking lot. The ladder hit a car and a truck, and if it would have been 10 minutes later, we could have killed somebody because it was shift change. The parking lot was full of people.
I was working on the ramp in Maui, and a couple of carts of surfboards had been offloaded from another carrier. As the DC-10 was taxiing by to the runway, jet blasts from that aircraft blew 20 to 30 of these surfboards into the air, one of those surfboards hitting a ramp agent in the back of the head and knocking her out.
In the wintertime, about 2 years ago, I watched a 747-400 after being pushed off the gate have a normal engine start, but because the aircraft was canted due to the winter operation, the jet blast from the 4 engines actually lifted a commuter aircraft on an adjacent terminal off the ground, turned the nose, lifted the wing up, and finally the aircraft settled back to the ground as the 747 taxied to the taxi position. Fortunately, no one was hurt in this episode.
Of the many unique hazards that exist near an aircraft, perhaps there is none more dangerous than that of a jet engine. The danger exists on both ends. It sucks up what's in its path and blows away anything behind it. If it's powerful enough to throw a 435-ton airplane into the sky, imagine what it could do to you or anything else near it. The smallest item lying on the ground can cause the most devastating damage when sucked into a jet engine, causing delays, cancellations, and costing millions of dollars. Its prevention is as simple as you picking up any foreign objects on the ground. Nuts and bolts, bag tags, even people have been drawn into a running engine. Keep clear of the intake and place any items in a covered foreign object damage receptacle. Do your part to help prevent FOD. On the other end is a hazard even more physically threatening to anyone working near an aircraft. Jet blast is a danger that has resulted in major physical injury and oftentimes death for those caught in its wake. Those who went near a running engine or didn't stop their vehicles and wait until an aircraft had passed safely beyond them before moving found out the hard way that while working on the airfield or near an aircraft, never go near a running jet engine. Watch for the anti-collision lights on the aircraft. If they're illuminated, that aircraft's engines are either running or about to start. Some don't realize its power. Many don't think it can hurt them. This stage demonstration will show you what it can do, and a picture is worth 1,000 words.
People just don't realize how powerful these engines are.